To reach Ryan, one must cross German lines. Miller's hand shook like after triple espresso. The war left Miller unsure when PTSD struck, knowing danger lay ahead yet helpless. They had to continue their mission and stumbled upon some friendly fire casualties. After a bit of detective work, they found the Germans' hideout. Miller realized they were walking. Everyone thought they could skirt around, Ryan being the priority. Miller knew this. But if they didn't take care of the ambush, the next squad would be in real trouble. As the squad leader, Miller had to make the call. Miller laid out the battle plan, then they charged towards the Germans up the slope. Poor Urban, lacking combat experience, was just stuck in the back carrying supplies, a full-on spectator. He watched a buddy throw a grenade at the Germans, only for the Germans to catch it and throw it back. Talk about a plot twist. After a fierce battle, the gunfire ceased, and Urban heard Miller's call. They had won, but sadly, their medic was badly hurt. They all did their best to save the medic, but those injuries had Meteor Maker written all over them. Pain was unbearable. He wanted more meds to ease his agony before meeting God. Losing a teammate hit them hard, so when they captured the German, they just let all that anger out on him. The squad debated whether to execute the German for revenge, but Miller stepped in, suggesting they dig a hole for the fallen medic and comrades first. Urban saw it was wrong and tried to persuade Miller, only for Miller to retort, "Why don't you get him a body?" Shockingly, Urban actually went to bring the German some water, but the others stopped him and nobody wanted to keep that nice guy reputation going. Urban, who had never killed anyone, didn't grasp the enemy's ruthlessness. On the battlefield, losers bowed to winners simply to keep their lives. Urban didn't realize his pals died by this enemy, even lighting him a cigarette. The others yanked him away. At that precise moment, he fully grasped his predicament and quickly attempted to dart back into the hole to resume digging. But everyone wanted to avoid wasting time. Battle sounds added chat, and the crew stared blankly at Urban. The guy was begging for mercy, shouting, "I super love America." But no one was buying it until Miller finally couldn't bear to watch. Miller dragged the captive out, not to kill him, but to blindfold him so he wouldn't have to see anything. Everyone was shocked by Miller's move. Was he really letting the enemy go? This was definitely not by the book. The next day, they arrived at a flowery meadow when Miller suddenly heard tank rumblings and yelled for everyone to hit the dirt. Just then, the armored vehicle got ambushed, and no one knew who fired. The characters turned into cats in the dark. Miller cautiously probed when Germans charged from behind. He was alert and took them out instantly. Unexpectedly, he found the Ryan they were looking for. This American soldier was already reeling from the loss of 3 brothers at once. Ryan didn't feel the slightest bit sad about not having received the escort order yet. Instead, he was resolute in his determination to stick to his post, unwavering in his refusal to budge. Even though Miller's squad was down to 6 from 8, Ryan was ordered to hold this bridge at all costs. If his leaving led to a mission failure, he'd be letting down those who sacrificed for him. Faced with Ryan's determination, Miller was at a loss for words. It was quite a pickle. His teammates suggested maybe they should stay and fight alongside Ryan until reinforcements could arrive. They quickly gathered up all the weapons and ammo, but it still wouldn't hold against the German tanks. With Miller and the gang now here, he naturally became the top commander and began issuing battle plans. He assigned everyone their positions, had the sniper take up a cozy spot in the upper floor, and set up a machine gun. They even fashioned a bomb out of socks, planning to blow up the enemy tanks. Miller buried bombs in the ruins for maximum German blasting potential. Cowardly but kind-hearted Urban took charge of resupplying the machine gunner, and after preparing everything, they all waited with bated breath for the Germans to arrive. As the sun began to set, Miller and Ryan chatted. Perhaps this was their most relaxed moment. But soon, distant gunfire shattered the peace, and Miller realized the German forces had arrived. The sniper in the upper floor signaled that 2 German tanks and over 50 infantry were on their way. For a squad lacking heavy weaponry, this was undoubtedly a sure recipe for disaster. There was no retreat, so 2 soldiers drove out to lure the enemy, while the others lay in wait for the Germans to stumble into the trap. Soon, the 2 soldiers returned just as the Germans came into view. But the German armored vehicle wasn't headed their way, it was flanking off in the other direction. This was bad news for them, as they were counting on ambushes to take out the Germans, and that was no easy feat. Thankfully, one tank veered toward them, and the soldier ready to detonate the bombs hunkered down behind a wall, waiting for that perfect moment. As the tank neared, the ground trembled. On infantry falling into the trap, the soldier detonated explosives. Chaos erupted. The German infantry were thrown about like balloons in a windstorm with no cover to save them. The soldier lit the fuse, targeting the tank. The Germans suffered heavy losses. The sniper's precision took down all ambushers. But one soldier spotted a tank aiming its cannon directly at the building behind Ryan. Talk about a moment of inspiration.